Well, dude, slow down. Good morning. Welcome to another video. Okay. Good morning. Welcome to another video. Today, I'm working on the Z. I'm doing some very simple but very satisfying mods to it. So let's get to it. Alright, so what I'm doing is I'm replacing these hot air intakes. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna replace them with these intake tubes from ISRperformance. And I'm gonna use the stock air boxes from the G, which I think they should be the same in the Z. I don't know, we'll find out. If not, then that's where the video ends, right? Nah, it should be the same. But anyways, all I gotta do is clean these K&N filters using this. So that's the first thing I gotta do. After that, I'm gonna add these throttle body spacers, which are basically the same ones that I'm running on the G, which you can kind of see here. That red thing you see in there, that's basically, I don't know if it's from the same company or not. I got these on eBay. But I really like these because they have these fins that help cooling with the cooling, and it's got this like this design notched into it that I assume it helps like funnel the air in more centralized. At least that's the idea. At least that's what I think. But I remember when I added these to the G, it improved the throttle response a little bit. So that's the reason why I've done it. I've done it on other cars in the past, and it's always giving me the same feeling, especially on an automatic. It does improve throttle response. So, you know, any chance I get, any car I have, if I can find these, I always add on no matter what. So, intake tube, throttle body spacer, stock air boxes, which is supposed to be an improvement over these. So let's start taking this apart.
Wait a minute, Memo. Why are you wasting your time on these rinky-dink mods? Why not install 3-inch long tube intakes or something?
Well, little voice in my head, I'm glad you asked that. Because for that, I would need a tune. And I'm not getting tuned until I have all the power mods I need.
Ah, I see. You're so smart, Memo.
Thank you so much, little voice in my head. Now, don't you have somewhere to be? Quit wasting my time.
Yeah, I guess. Let's stay away.
Remember in one of my other videos when I was working on the G, and I said, get yourself some good oil catch cans, because your intake swallows a lot of oil. The proof is in the gravy. You see that shininess right there? That's oil. And I can't really get the camera in there all the way in, but I can see oil all the way inside, way in the back. So I gotta hurry up and get myself some catch cans for this one. These Mishimoto ones are pretty nice, but I think I've seen some cheaper ones. I think these were like $400. I don't know what they're now. But anyways, let's keep going. Yeah, one last thing. I'm gonna clean the throttle body because look at this thing. That's all oil. Car does have every once in a while it does have a rough idle. So I'm sure doing that will help. I'm gonna try to get a rag in here and cleaning here a little bit, even though I'm not gonna be able to get to the rest back there. I know what you're probably thinking. Dude, if you mess with the throttle bodies, now you're gonna have to do the throttle relearn procedure, which is a pain in the butt. But I have an easier way, and I'll show you later. Okay, so I think the idea is to have these fins at the top and at the bottom, because airflow comes in through the front this way. So air hits that fin, hits that top fin, and it helps it cool down. That's the whole point of those fins there. It just doesn't make sense any other way. So this back piece goes up against the rubber, which this I guess these O-ring, I should have bought a new one. So I'm gonna hope that it's still good enough, and it still has enough you know, grip or bite or whatever left to keep air from leaking in through here and causing a lean condition. And so I'm gonna use the long bolts that came with the kit, and hopefully we can get this side done now. I did clean it. I think I'm pretty happy with it. It's not perfect, and maybe I'm gonna scrub that right there a little bit more. Okay, so I've been trying to figure out this mess of hoses that I had from the stock airbox, but I think I have this figured out finally. So this is gonna go on the throttle body, and I think I have these, I think they're like resonators or whatever, but that bottom hose routes perfectly. Once this is in there, this bottom piece here, it's gonna connect there where the valve cover is, right here. Okay, wow, that actually turned out to be more work intensive than I thought it was gonna be. So because of the added material at the throttle body, now I had to end up cutting a big piece. Basically it's 1 inch. I took an inch off because that's how big the throttle body spacer is, and then I had to cut small pieces off of this piece here, because this was pushing this in, and so it was basically kinking the hose, and now it's not because I shortened it, so it should be good to go. Now I just have to put the clamp here, and then I'll be done with this side. Wonder what's waiting for me on that side. I'll get back to you guys right now in a minute.
One eternity later.
Finally, that took a little longer than I wanted to, but I had to like Frankenstein the crap out of this breather hose. There's like 3, and then this little resonator or whatever it's called. So I think I got everything in there with no kinks in the hoses. So now, valve cover, I had to relearn. Real quick before we go for a drive, I was saving these for a special occasion, and I think it's time to put these in. I ordered these a couple days ago. These are the 50th anniversary Z floor mats. Obviously this isn't a 50th anniversary, but it still shares some history within those 50 years, right? Or actually plus now, it's more than 50. So these are real nice, because this is very important right here for when you're, especially for a manual transmission. And then this thing, it's got these real nice emblems, like the one on the steering wheel, and I think like the one in the back of the trunk. So real nice. I can't remember how much these cost. It wasn't that much. But anyways, let's put these in. Yo, man, sometimes the easiest, simplest things can be so satisfying. Man, those look good. Look at that one. And the best part, there's a holder, so these won't be you know, getting kicked up towards under the pedals. Okay, you know how I said that you can there's two ways of doing this. There's the idle relearn, which I'm sure you can find a video online on YouTube. It's like this ridiculous, like you got to turn the ignition on and do this pedal thing, and you have to do it just right, and if you don't, you have to start over again. The other way, easiest way, is if you're lucky enough to have one of these, which is this one's off the G. I've actually used it in this car. It does recognize it, even though I'm not tuned with this car. This does recognize certain things, certain parameters in the car, and it actually has the idle relearn feature. But before we can do that, the car has to be completely warmed up. So I'm gonna start it up right now. I know the car's gonna run like crap because we messed with the throttle plate, and when you do that, it you know, it freaks the computer out. So let's see how it feels. Okay, see how my idle's all jacked up, super high. So let's try to reset or do the idle relearn now. ECM tool, idle relearn. This is where it tells you you have to drive the vehicle at least 10 minutes, make sure that it's you know, fully warmed up, which I just did. So it's actually doing it. Idle already dropped. Operation completed. So I think we're good. Down to 650, which is where we're supposed to be, around. And yep, that looks pretty normal to me. Okay, let's do a quick pull. Yeah, definitely improved throttle throughout the RPM. Okay, I'm gonna slow down, let this guy. I don't think there's, oh shit, there is somebody behind me. All right, second gear pull. Woo! Yeah, definitely a lot better improvement over the hot air intakes, short ram intakes, whatever you want to call them. So that was all worth it. Took me a little longer than I thought because throttle bodies, what do you call it? The throttle body spacers. Obviously, it pushes the throttle bodies forward, and you have to cut those intake silicone hoses or intake tubes, silicone intake tubes from ISR. So just trying to figure that out, trying to get that right, and then trying to get all the breather hoses routed correctly. That's what took the longest, but completely worth it. Car feels good. It's quieter, which I'm kind of sad about, but oh well, it's a good trade-off. Next couple videos, I know I still owe you guys the one for the VR30, what it takes to do that, and an update video on that. all the parts you're gonna need, and you know, kind of like the pricing and stuff. Also, I finally pulled the trigger on a used differential that has a 369 final ring gear, which I've been trying to get for the G for like the longest time, because that's the reason why this car and the 350Zs and some G35s that come with that are very quick because of that reason, because of the final 369 ring gear. It just makes every gear feel, it lowers the gear ratio on each gear, makes it shorter, so in return makes each gear quicker. Chirping third gear, I think it was. But anyways, that's on the way. I should have that next week. I also ordered the C1 Motorsports rear diff bushing. I think they're the polyurethane bushings. So there's three of them. The two at the front, and then there's the rear one. Also got the tool because I know that rear one on the subframe, or on the rear subframe, that one's a pain in the butt. Even with that tool, I heard it's still a pain in the butt, but I still bought it anyways, just in case. Also got some fluid to do the drain and refill. Hopefully it's in good shape and I don't have to do anything else to it. And unfortunately, it's an open diff, but it's okay, because I can always do that later, which I will, of course. Especially if I go to the drag strip, I'm gonna need the I think C1 Motorsports sells used VLSDs. I think last time I looked, it was like $400 with the carrier bearings, so not bad. But anyways, that video is coming next. VR30 swap, transmission update, and it's gonna be a fun year. We'll see what 2022 brings. Man, the more I drive this thing, the better the throttle feels. The throttle, look at that. It's so much better. It's crazy how two little simple mods can make such a huge difference. But anyways, thanks again for watching. You guys take care. See you at the next one. Thanks for watching.